Day 9 of the Oscar Pistorius trial. It was a very harrowing day as we saw the first graphic visuals of the crime scene where Reeva Steenkamp was killed on Valentine's Day last year. But before we got to that, back in the stand, Colonel Vermeulen. You'll remember he was the policeman who conducted the forensic examination into the cricket bat that broke down the door of the toilet that Reeva Steenkamp had been shot through. And he testified previously that Pistorius was on his stumps when he killed Reeva Steenkamp and when he bashed down the door. The defense says no, he was on his stumps when he killed Steenkamp, but he put his legs on to break down the door with a cricket bat.
Would have been, of course, fantastic as a qualified footprint examiner, seeing that mark, investigating the door, seeing the door on more than one occasion, just to do the test.
My lady.
You had the prosthetic legs, just do the test.
My lady.
To see what caused that mark.
That mark did not appear to me to be a shoe print or a footprint.
And there was a lot of toing and froing, but the sort of upshot of it really is that the defense is trying to show that police were shoddy, that they were inept, and that their work actually resulted in evidence being contaminated, 3 points which the police were forced to concede on the stand. So really I think that round belonged to Barry Roux as he tore strips off Vermeulen. Then in the afternoon we had very harrowing evidence, graphic visuals of the crime scene. Up on the stand, Colonel Skirmby van Rensburg. Now, he was the first police officer on the scene. He resides at the Bushkop police station, and he was called out to the crime scene and took charge of the crime scene and gave the orders for the rest of the police team to come there. He since resigned in December of last year, and he's the man you'll remember who was accused of keeping this all-important toilet door in his office for over a week. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Barry Roux gets hold of him. But before we get there, what happened today was a visual representation of what happened in Oscar Pistorius' home. And through the police visuals, we followed the trail of blood. We saw blood spatter on the cream couches, the leather couches in Oscar Pistorius' home, on the floor, on the stairs, going up to the first floor where the main bedroom is, then on the floor of the bathroom, and then finally inside the toilet where he shot Reeva Steenkamp. Also, we saw photographs of a 9mm Parabellum, and interestingly, 2 iPhones, a white iPhone and a black iPhone, that were found on the bathroom floor. And it's going to be interesting to see how the defense explains the presence of both those phones. A lot of very gruesome pictures of a blood-stained floor, blood-soaked towels, and blood spatter literally everywhere in the house. Earlier in the day, there was a mistake when they were flashing through photos, and inadvertently we saw thumbnail photos of Reeva Steenkamp's body. And at this point, Oscar Pistorius put his head in his hands and once again retched as if to vomit again. But during the afternoon's testimony, when we saw the photos, he turned his television screen. Everyone has a television screen in front of them so that he didn't actually have to see the visuals, and he seemed a lot more composed. But the friends of Reeva Steenkamp who were present in court today were very cut up. They just couldn't look at these photos. It was just too harrowing for them. Tomorrow, Van Rensburg back in the stand. He'll continue with his evidence in chief, and then it will be Barry Roux's turn to circle him like a shark before pouncing. It's going to be a tough day in court for Van Rensburg, I imagine.